High spec Mark 8.5 GTI Edition 50 in Tornado Red. So yes, we're going to go for a full walk around of this car, share everything about it in the inside and on the outside. That Tornado Red paint. Again, I haven't seen one in person yet. This was actually sent to me by a friend who did the filming, and yeah, the owner has recently picked it up. This is a Tornado Red car with Varminal wheels. It's also got the Art Bleu steering wheel. It's also fitted with performance pack. So from my experience of driving a performance pack and a non-performance pack lowers the car by 5 millimeters, a further 5 millimeters, and it's a pretty good drive. And I'd recommend checking out that video, of that. Varminal wheels also have a bit of unsprung weight. I'm yet to drive an Edition 50 with Varminal wheels. So again, there's so many intricacies that can make a big difference in a car. We're also going to show this in comparison to a GTI 40th edition. My friend who sent me the footage, and a car that I've actually driven as well on the channel quite a few years ago, has a Tornado Red 3-door manual. So it'd be good to sort of compare them, and they're obviously both Tornado Red. You got the spinning GTI centre cap shown there with the essentially standard Club Sport brakes. There's no different from a normal Mark 8.5 Club Sport. What is the difference is the increase in power to 325 PS. And then if you go for the performance pack, you get sort of Bridgestone race tyres and a different sort of like degree in camber and all the settings. And it is a huge difference. I mean, I did a comparison video between both back to back, and there's a big difference. You get the Akrapovic exhaust, which reduces unsprung weight and changes the tone. I found these cars quite quiet. That was just from my experience. Perhaps it's a lot of the regulations. You get some Edition 50 stickers. You also get a gloss black roof. You get the black sort of decals on the side rather than red. Showing there, it's really high quality. I mean, I had a good feel of it. I do want to see a Tornado Red up in person. This is a plaqued car, which is fitted by the dealers. This is number 14. I've driven number 13 and number 2. The Alcantara wheel looks really high quality. It looks like something Porsche would do. Dyne Audio also on this car. I think a viewer pointed out on my YouTube short clip of this, it doesn't have heads-up display. But as standard, you get the red seat belts. You get those seats with the, obviously, tartan, as you can see from what I'm sharing here. And actually a lot of Alcantara around it. You know, I had a good feel around the inside of this car when, I've driven 2. And I saw one at a dealership. You might have seen my videos on my channel. You know, I could try and do more content on this car. Tinted rear windows. It's a good send-off, particularly in performance pack, guys, I would say. I found it so much fun to drive. I'm still kind of buzzing over it. And I'm kind of gutted that I'm not able to get down. The owner's based quite far down south to be able to see this car. But perhaps we might be able to do something in the future and, do a bit of a walk around, drive, ownership review, that kind of thing. Black Varminal wheels. I don't believe those are diamond cut, so perhaps a little bit easier if you do, unfortunately, curb it. Let's not think about that at the moment. And it's a special place to be. I feel it was worthy of it. I was very surprised how non-performance pack cars it just felt like a normal club sport. And Tornado Red is one of the 2 special colours that you can get. So Dartmoor Screen Metallic and Tornado Red are exclusive for the Edition 50. Otherwise, the colours you could get on a normal Club Sport. There's actually more variety of colours on the Club Sport as well. Like Oryx White, for example, and Nice Blue Metallic are quite nice colours. There you go, gloss black at the front. A lot of more gloss black on these cars, which I feel, makes it look good. Obviously, GTI synonymous in red. Equivalent for this on a Club Sport would be King's Red Metallic. Tornado Red is not a metallic paint. It's a flat, solid paint, but it looks good. And obviously very GTI. You can see it hasn't got heads-up display there, just from the fact that you can see the dash doesn't have the little sort of like thing above it. Black door mirrors. And checking out inside, you've got the steering wheel again. Now, this is the cool part coming up. There's a GTI in the seats, as we're kind of going to show through there. There is my friend's Edition 40, which is great to see, and I appreciate him doing the film and the walk around of this. And this is the generations. The Edition 40 for me has been, to date, that was the most fun car I've ever driven. Now, his car is quite heavily modified now, but at the time I drove it, it wasn't. And I probably am more of an OEM person, but I get it, particularly with those Edition 40s. They came 261 horsepower with an overboost. But it essentially looks like a Club Sport S. And it's good to see them sort of next to each other. And yeah, well, this is the opportunity to see it in full 4K. And I hope the footage is looking all okay for you. You know, at the end of the day, it's just to see the colours of the paints. And yeah, I would have obviously loved to be there to do the proper walk around as well myself. Nothing like going up close and personal. Gloss black roof on these Edition 40s as well. And plaques as well on the door card, whereas this is on sort of the side of the dash. They seem to be numbered a bit more properly on the 50th, whereas on the 40 they just sort of gave the dealers a load of plaques. They're sort of random numbers. There are about 1,000 Edition 40s made, and there's said to be probably about 1,000 Edition 50s made in the UK. The big difference with the Edition 40, and this owner has it, is the bucket seats. And they're about £2,500 option, and they're proper buckets. They're really, really full on. And obviously it's got a manual gearbox and it's in 3-door. But both of these in Tornado Red, it's like, yeah, 2026 versus 2016. You know, Edition 40s, good ones, can still be had for sort of around £25,000 now. I've been looking at one because I always love these cars. Whereas if you want a fully spec'd, performance pack Tornado Red, you're looking between £50,000 and £55,000 at time of filming, which is the 24th of May, 2026. Which one do you prefer? For me, it's quite noticeable that the Mark 8.5 is a fair bit bigger, a bit wider. And I mean, this is sort of nose to nose, so this is kind of the best view of it. And obviously you've got that more power. So ignoring the fact that my friend's car has got a little bit of a tune, stock for stock, yeah, the Edition 50 is obviously a superior car, and it's the fastest car on the Nürburgring, fastest Golf on the Nürburgring, even beats the Golf R. Both of these cars are front-wheel drive. Both come, well, actually, the Edition 50 is only on 19s. You could get the Edition 40s on 18s as well, which had some lightweight Belvedere tyres, I believe they're called, or Quanta tyres. I can never get the wheels names right, but they look good. This owner has fitted OZ wheels to it, which do look great. You can see got the black stripe. It looks quite subtle, actually. Tornado Red or Dark Moss Green? Which one do you prefer out of the Edition 50? Yeah, they look great. The lights at the front as well, kind of synonymous with the Mark 7 Golf, that kind of era. This is sort of sort of Mark 7.5. So you used to get the TCR essentially was the predecessor to this. This is my friend's car just on its own. It's got the single light on each side. Now, even though it has quad lights, that's only for the Golf R. Only the Golf R lights up all four, like my Golf R, for example. But it's good to see the generations of Golf and just where the quality perhaps has gone. I think the Mark 7s are really good cars. Obviously, I've had mine for 9 years. This owner must have had his for a fair amount. I mean, I met up with him, it must have been about 4 or 5 years ago. And yeah, he obviously still got the car today and still absolutely loving it. Tinted windows at the back. But I think it's the inside which is the big difference. It's a lot more simple, I'd say, in the Edition 40. I do think they look good in Tornado Red. And they've obviously got gloss black. And actually, they have real aero. So the parts actually make a difference, as this owner's sort of showing. That's where the airflow goes through. They designed to reduce lift as you're going at quite high speeds. So it's functional. You don't really get any functional stuff on the 8.5. It's just suspension tweaks and stuff. Whereas this actually had aero. It was the same as the Club Sport S, essentially, just minus the power. And yeah, I think a few other tiny little bits in the engine. The spoiler, yeah, really well integrated. That is a big wing. I remember the first time I saw this next to my Golf R, I was sort of like completely blown away. Yeah, just normal exhaust. No Acura option on these Edition 40s. You got that on the TCRs, but not on the 40s. These all Edition 40s would be pre-OPF as well, so the noise is good. You know, they had like a Club Sport exhaust from standard, and the gloss black exhaust. The gloss black roof goes all the way back as well on the top, whereas on the Edition 50, I don't believe it goes all the way back, because the wing is a little bit red. I could be wrong on that. So obviously the owner protects the seats because they're expensive. A lot of this, obviously, yeah, it's modified. It's got a 7.5 dash, but it's still got the manual dials on the right. But the 7.5 infotainment has been retrofitted, but the rest is stock. Obviously, the gear stick is not stock. Those seats come from factory, and they're proper buckets, as you can see. They can fit the harnesses in. They look great. They're really solid. Yeah, I remember sitting in them. They're firm. they're fixed. You're not going anywhere in those. And I quite like the design, just with the seats and the grip of it. Seatbelts aren't fully red, they're just sort of partially red, just sort of on the side, and a massive gloss black on the back of those seats. And you could get the standard ones, which are just basically saying with any Golf R or anything. This car is actually really well equipped as well. It's got it had DCC and everything. But there weren't too many options you could do with the Edition 40. You could get them in the 6-speed DSG, whereas Edition 50 has a 7-speed. I love how it's got the performance monitor, and the owners has kindly put that up because that's good to know, because I use that on my Golf R a lot. No key in this car as well. It's not keyless, sorry. It's got an actual key, whereas the others are keyless. That's number 650 with the plaque, and it's on the door. That's what a lot of the Edition 40s had, or all of them, whereas it's on the dash, as you saw on the 50. Alcantara door as well. Mark 7, just built solid. I mean, ours are still going strong. I mean, his is the owner's car, which I'll leave all the details for the owner in the description. And yeah, if you want to follow him on Instagram, it's it's a car I'm always fond of, and I'm always checking them because I think they're good news. You could get some Japanese imports, which just puts me off a little bit. This is a UK car, but ultimately they're still all good. And actually, the owner said to me, "Don't be put off by the Japanese imports." As I said, this one isn't, and I would probably be looking for a clean UK one. And it looks like a Club Sport S. I mean, there is identical looks to a Club Sport S. Club Sport S's were only in manuals, whereas the Edition 40s could be in DSG, as I said, but also you could get the Edition 40s in 5-door, which would be more comparable, I suppose, to that Edition 50 that obviously had side by side. Club Sport S was 3-door manual only. Obviously, this car is a 3-door manual, so you could essentially dress it up, and it would just people would think it's a Club Sport, particularly with those seats. The Club Sport came with those seats as standard. It's an option on the 40 because of their high starting price, and they weren't massively sort of like, oh, why'd you go for this over a Golf R? But today, you know, GTI's got its heritage and its legacy. Let me know in the comments, what do you think of the walk around of these Tornado Red cars? And thank you so much for watching. I'm curious to know your thoughts.